But I think it's important, especially now with everything that's going on in the world and everything that we see. I think the world is hungry for authentic leadership. And I'm not making any, just I'm throwing it out there. You take it any way you want. But I think that people are hungry for someone who will do what they say and say what they do what they say. Don't teach what you don't know, and don't lead where you don't go. People that just are doing it, getting after it. And with my content and everything, with them, I've had a renewed spirit of creating content every single day, and not just telling people you should create content every single day, but me creating content every day, and realizing that what I do is as important as what I teach, and people are watching as much or more than they are listening. They're watching to see, hey, what are you doing? If you're doing it every day, then I guess I really ought to do it. But it's one thing for you to tell me what I should do. It's another thing for me to see you doing it.
Absolutely.
I think also with what's going on in the world as well, it's important for you to build a strong framework within yourself that you have control. I mean, I'm concerned about, I think we're going to get locked down again to an extent here. And if it happens, I was feeling kind of blue about it for a couple days. I mean, like really blue, like not me. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, you know what? I can't control that, but I can always control my actions and my attitude and my reaction. And so we went and bought $500 worth of groceries, got us a couple bales of toilet paper and some toothpaste, and
you're ready.
I got my snacks, and I'm ready, man.
You know what? You should have that stuff ready anyway.
I know.
It's storms that show up out of nowhere and
I know
knock out power for a week or two. I mean, all that stuff is.
I know,
but you need to have that stuff.
But just one last thought I wanted to share. My buddy Robbie Robertson, you've met Rob.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote his book Leaders Inside Out, and his big thing is before you can lead anyone else, you have to lead yourself first. And I went back and reread his book, and I think I was getting away from that a little bit. I was not paying attention to myself and my own thoughts and actions and stuff maybe as much as I should have. And that's why I was feeling blue. But now I feel more in control of myself and leading my own little troop here, including, me, Terry, and the dogs. And that nucleus is strong. And then my team, Susan, Nancy, and my folks, that team is strong. And, when that's strong, then everything else is put in the proper perspective.
Absolutely. And, there's things you can do when things are locked down.
Sure.
A lot of people are online listening.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm not trying to fixate on that, but I'm just saying I'm just sharing. Stu's the Superman. I'm just Jim.
Well, let's do this.
Okay. Let's talk about what you want to talk about.
Well, I don't want to completely shift the topic right now and go into the Jim and Stu show topic.
Why not? Go ahead.
Because the podcast is exactly what we're talking about right now. We can just move right in. So we're going to do the podcast first.
Okay.
We're going to do the podcast first today.
Okay.
So, and the reason why is this is podcast number 130.
Woohoo!
And the title is, do you know who you are? What do you do?
Wow.
And I got this idea from Are You Cheating People and Are You Cheating Yourself article on the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks Facebook group post that you recently posted.
Oh, I was going to ask you, who wrote that article?
Yeah, you did. You or your team, I would think.
I wrote it.
Yeah, you wrote it. So it just took me back to the DIY Media Marketing Academy days when we first came up with this. And, our basic thing was, are you a media company that sells X? Absolutely. You are. You have to be. You're not just a real estate agent. You're a media company that sells real estate. You're a media company that sells fitness. You're a media company that sells how to teach copywriting, right? That is how we have to think. So, some of the premise of your article was who are you? Right? It's a good question. right? It's not only do you need to do research on your audience and who your customer base is, but you need to do research on you, right? And one of your sentence here is, if you're an author, do you write books in a certain area? Then you need to stop identifying as being an author. You need to start identifying yourself as being a marketer who is also an author. So I'm going to lead with that, Jim, and let you take it from there, because we are now in podcast 130. Who are you? Do you know who you are?
Oh, nice. So you're just going to drop that right here on my lap and be like, okay, Jim, take it away.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I think the biggest idea that I was trying to get across in there is that a lot of people have a lot of good value to share, but they make the mistake of thinking that just because they have value to share, the world is going to beat a path to their door. Everyone's going to immediately recognize that value and go, oh, where have you been all my life?
You're the most amazing pickle in the jar. I've been waiting to soak in the brine with you my whole life.
And that's not the case. So when we talk about content marketing, and we've talked a lot about content marketing, that's what Stu and I do. It basically comes down to three things. There's ideation, creation, and promotion. We're not going to talk about ideation and creation right now, coming up with ideas and creating it. We're going to talk about promotion, because promotion is where you actually spread the word. It would be like a farmer who says, you know what? I want to make a living with being a corn farmer. So they go and they buy a big farm and they till up the land and they go and buy the corn and they put the corn in a silo and then they never plant the corn. That's like the person who goes and buys all the equipment, buys all the courses, buys all the stuff, and then, has the fastest computer and all the software and everything else. And then they know exactly who they're going to help. And they got all this stuff in their mind. And then they create all these cool articles and videos and they never promote them. They wait for something to happen. And that's how you're cheating people, and you're cheating yourself, because you're cheating yourself from all the value that you could receive, but you're cheating everybody else with all the value that they don't even know that you have. If you go and look on YouTube, how many videos are on YouTube? How many billions of hours of videos are on YouTube? And for every video that you hear of or see that's got 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 200 million views, there's got to be 200 million videos that have 1 or 2 views. There's just got to be.
Absolutely.
And so you have to be, it's that biblical principle of sowing and reaping. You've got to sow so that you can reap. You've got to promote your stuff. And that's why we've always, Stu's buddy came up with the idea, but then we latched onto it like we invented it, was, you're a media company that sells X. And what we mean by being a media company is that you're like your own advertising agency, your own media company. You have to create the videos and the articles and the sales copy and the blog posts and the tweets and the snippets and the books and the, it used to be DVDs and stuff, but you have to be able to create that stuff so that you can share the message. And if you look at it like, hey, I'm a media company, I'm a marketing company, that in my case, I'm a marketing company that promotes, that sells copywriting stuff. I'm a media company that promotes content marketing and speaking stuff. And just really what I am is I'm a media company that helps people to share their message. If you've got a message to share, I can show you how to get people to pay you money for your message ultimately, because I've done it. And I've done it and done it and done it and done it in a bunch of different places in a bunch of different ways. And I've helped a lot of people, and I've got people that are paying me more money than I used to make in a year are paying me now for a few hours of my time. I'm teaching a class next Tuesday, Stu. They paid me more money than I made in all of 1999 for a 3-hour class.
Nice.
You think about that. You know, I just, that's, and I'm not telling you that to brag. What I'm saying is the better you get at your craft of not just doing it, but also promoting it, the more money you're going to make, because you're going to get up to bat a whole lot more.
Mm.
And that's, you know, that's the other thing. I mean, seriously, I talked to a group of inventors one time, and I said, you know, everybody's heard the thing, if you want to make $1 million, invent a better mousetrap. And that's an absolute lie. If you want to make $1 million with a mousetrap, just be better at marketing that mousetrap than anybody else. Because I've seen mousetraps where people spent a ton of money marketing them, and they were, you know, saying that they were humane and that was their thing. If you've ever had a mouse gnawing away at something in your pantry at 2 o'clock in the morning, driving you absolutely insane, you don't want to humanely put that thing down. You want it to die a terrible death. You want it to just suffer. You want that thing to go through the hell that it's been putting you through all night trying to, or if you have one, die under your refrigerator and you don't realize it until you come home after a long weekend and it smells like, you know, Freddy Krueger's been there. So my point is, it's not I'll say it just the way that Robert Kiyosaki said it in his Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He said, it's you don't get paid for being the best writing author. You get paid for being the best selling author.
Ooh.
And that's what we mean by being a media company.
Man, that's
so
awesome.
Those are my initial thoughts on the wind up that you gave me, Stu. What clarifying questions can you ask at this point?
Well, I guess, like, how do people find out who they are? Right? By really, I mean, it might be a simple question, but sometimes the simple ones are the most difficult to answer.
Who they are as it relates to what? As it relates to business or
Absolutely.
Jesus or what?
Yeah, the business. You know, like sometimes I forget that, you know, I'm a fitness writer, but I'm also a coach, and I'm also a podcast. You know, I do podcasts. You know, so it's you know, sometimes when I explain what do you do, I tell people I work out and write about it.
Right,
You know,
and that's and that's the kind of the tip of the spear statement that we all need to have. You know, we talk about what I do in one sentence. Mine is I help entrepreneurs go from blank screen to compelling sales copy compelling content and money-making sales messages at the whack of a button, no experience required. That's what I do. Now, everything else is an offshoot of that.
Sure.
And so, but who you are as it comes to business is also going to, if you're smart and you're actually doing stuff, it will evolve. So we look at, you know, my evolution over the years. Initially, I was the guy who helped for sale by owners sell their house without an agent. That was my first book. That was my whole thing. Then I was also the mortgage broker who would show you how to keep from getting ripped off getting a mortgage. Then I became, you know, I published some other ebooks, including a typing tutorial. So then people started asking me, hey, can you help me sell my house? It's like, hey, I bought your book and it was good, but I do this. Can you show me what you did to sell the book? Literally, I had people buying my stuff and then asking me, how are you doing this? So then I became the ebook guy, and I was the ebook guy for a long time.
Nice.
And then I became the multimedia guy. You know, I was the guy who could show you how to put all the stuff together with, you know, online video and things when nobody was doing it. Then I became the membership site guy or the webinar guy or that kind of stuff. And then along the way, what was happening is I was teaching people how to sell what I was teaching them how to make. So I was making them, you know, so a part of every course I pretty much ever sold, I included how to sell it. So along the way, not only was I getting really good at selling, because I had to get really good at selling, but I was getting really good at teaching other people how to sell, and I didn't even realize it until one day when we started messing around with wizards in 2007 was really the first time we came out with what we'd call now wizards. And I realized that what I was really good at was taking complicated, we'll call them liberal arts things, article writing, sales copywriting, content creation, and turning it into a simple process that anybody could follow. That was really who I became. And I chose to apply it in the area of content creation and sales copy. So I've had an evolution. But if you really want to boil it down, I've always been the guy who liked to take things apart, run them through my brain, figure out how they work, take chaos and create a linear process to do it, and then turn around and teach it. Well, first use it myself, then turn around and see if I could teach it or create tools in such a way that other people could get the exact same result without going through the weeks, months, and years that it took to learn the frameworks. And maybe that's more of a detailed answer than what you were looking for, but that's the journey that I've gone over the last 25 years to become who I am at this point. But that's evolving as well. Now I'm learning about leadership. I'm learning about building a team, about empowering people under my team, trusting other people to do stuff that I only would be the only one who can do that. I'm the only one who can do that. And so that's kind of the journey where I'm bringing everything along and just adding that to the stew. No pun intended. So if you want to know who you are in business, you got to look at, where do you add the most value? Where can you add the most value? And you also got to look at it from the standpoint of, where can you add value that people are looking for value? It's one thing to be able to do something, but if nobody gives a crap about it, then it's not really good to focus on that. So you gotta look for, okay, where are people always asking me questions? Where do I seem to be the one who's able to solve the problems for other people? Where am I able to add value that other people immediately can use that value, whether I've been paid for it or not? If people are out there paying other people, buying products, doing things, and I look at that and I say, I can do that. I can be successful. I can carve out my niche. And, in his books, Russell Brunson talks a lot about blue ocean and red ocean, and I'm not going to get into that here. I encourage you to read his books, .com Secrets, Expert Secrets. But it really comes down to, where's your spot? Where is it that your unique combination of education, experience, and knowledge, and where that all coalesces with the market is where your sweet spot is. And it's going to change. It honest to God, it'll change. I used to be a real estate agent. I was pretty damn good real estate agent. I wasn't great, but I was pretty damn good in what I did and I did it without ever spending a dime on advertising. So, I was a really good mortgage loan officer for a long time. And then I just got burnt out. So what you're good at, who you are in business will change. And I think it should.
Well, hey, before I wrap this up with a capstone question, what I would like to do is take a few of these questions that we have, because there's some good ones here. Like Christopher says, how would you define a media company?
I think we just did. I think we did. I think we okay, give it to him in 2 sentences, Stu.
Mine is, you are constantly creating content and you are using as many platforms as possible to get that content out, whether that is social media, it is paper, it is book, it is video, it is audio, whatever, whatever method of communication that you can get out to people, utilizing all the things that are now available to us at the, punch of a button.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a ton of equipment to make videos and post it up on the internet anymore. It used to. Yeah, it used to be really hard. It was awful. I mean, you had to have like Man, audiovisual degree to do anything.
I remember the very first full motion video that I posted online. It took me 50 hours to figure out how to do it. I don't remember what the hell the video was about. At that point, nobody cared what the video was about, which is the fact that I had a video up there that was semi-coherent, but it was a video that worked. It was a video that worked on dial-up, and they could see me talking on a web page. This was in 2003, when everybody was still on dial-up.
Yeah.
So
I remember I put one up. I had an interview done with like Radio America. It was really cool. It was a video, and I was able to put it. It's all grainy and everything, and you could barely see who I was. But it was one of my first videos that I posted, and that was about the same time there. But
nice.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's what I mean by a media company, is that, you know, all of these new tools make us a media company, whether we know it or not.
Yep.
You know, you're a media company even when you post stupid stuff on the on Facebook.
Right.
I mean, every little post you do is telling people who you are, what you're doing, what you're about.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a jerk, it's going to be known really quickly by what you post.
And you can probably still make money.
You post nothing but puppies, people think you're a nice guy. Like me.
All puppies, no politics. That's right.
What I do. That's what I do on my Facebook page. So anyway, I thought that was a good one. So with this one, real quick, you see any others that we can go before we wrap it up?
Lonely Tylenol says, how would you go about selling music you make? I would perform my music as much as I could. I would just sing and share and talk about my music, talk about the journey, talk about, and in other words, I would go hack everything that Taylor Swift did early on. Seriously, you know, just talk about your music, talk about writing a song. I would, yeah, that's what I would do. Neil asks,
I would get on TikTok, because you can put 3-minute videos up there, give a little, you know, nice little riffs or something, cool music that you created. And,
like, I would share the hook. I would share the hook from the song, and then be like, hey, if you want to check out the full version. The Neil asks, a best-selling author can be terrible at writing. Yes, to a degree. I mean, if your content is so good, people will be very, very forgiving at your style, with your style. If you're great at marketing, you can be a best-selling author. Yes, but you teach how to be a great writer and how to market with great copy. Why is this so important for entrepreneurs in the business world today? I think the biggest reason is because the online world is so crowded. But people say, oh, that means there's a ton of competition. No, there's not a ton of competition. There's a ton of noise. So if you have a better message, you will actually stand out faster and better than everybody else, because that enables you to rise above the noise. And that's all about messaging. It's about being able to tell people what you do, how you do it, what's in it for them, faster, more succinctly, and being able to connect with them on a deeper level quicker. It's all about speed and connection now. So that's why it's so critical that you get good at sales copy. And before you get good at sales copy, you have to get really, really good at understanding your ideal customer and your avatar. You have to know them better than they know themselves, so you understand what drives them emotionally, so you can make that really fast and deep connection. So that's why that's important. Hey, that was pretty good stuff, wasn't it, Stu? That was good, what I just said there.
I like that.
Bad.
That was really good.
Lonely
Tylenol also says he's been considering hiring TikTok people to do dances to his music.
Nice.
Great.
So you could hire Stu and me. We could do it. Whatever you're going to pay them, pay us. We'll dance to your music. It'll suck, but it'll be memorable.
There's a lot of dancing going on TikTok. I actually create. Yeah. I actually started a TikTok, and it's all swimming instruction, and just me voicing over people screwing up swimming and how to fix it.
Nice.
And,
do you cuss?
I do not.
Dang it. This guy sucks. Why your swimming stroke sucks. Me and my pickles like to play this game. We call it brine soaking. I work on my pickle rap. If I could rap as a pickle, I could be a TikTok millionaire, Stu. And then I could pay you to be my hype man.
Great idea.
Do you know what a rap hype man is, Stu?
Kind of. Yeah. I mean,
Okay, we'll have to get you some
I
training.
can probably figure it out.
We'll get you some training.
It's
What's
all
up,
marketing.
Leslie?
It's all marketing, right?
It is. It's just marketing on the spot.
Hey,
go pickle, go pickle, go pickle.
Okay, gotcha. All right, finally. All right, let's end this thing.
Let's stick a fork in this
with
one.
a wizard,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
What's the wizard you would recommend people to find out what they do?
Oh, absolutely. The What I Do in One Sentence Wizard.
Absolutely.
That absolutely is the one to get started with that will help you to be able to figure out what you do, because you've got to be able to tell people in one sentence what you do. Because if you can't tell them in one sentence, you can't tell them in 10 hours. What in the world is going on with that? That don't make. I was trying to show my screen. You don't see that?
I just see you and me. There you go. That I see.
Is that thing blinking?
Yeah, it's blinking.
May cause people with sensitivity to light. Yeah, no kidding. Let's see if it does it again. Nope. There you go. So inside of Easy Online Wizards, we have the What I Do in One Sentence Hooks Wizard. This makes it really, really easy. You can actually, if you've got your avatar squared away, you can come in here, fill out a few things, and it will help you to really, really go through all the iterations of what you do. You know, I help entrepreneurs just like you make more sales with my fill in the blank software. The whole key of this, though, unlike an elevator speech where we're trying to corner somebody in an elevator and ram what we do, it's like a hostage it's like marketing hostage situation. It's like push, push, push. The purpose of the What I Do in One Sentence is to pull people towards you, for someone to read it and go, oh man, that I need that. That's what I'm looking for. Or at least, hey, tell me more about that. So if you ask me, say we're at an event or we're on a phone call or something like that, and you say, well, what do you do? Well, I would say something. You know how most entrepreneurs really struggle to create sales copy that converts? And you'd say, well, yeah, I struggle with that. Well, my fill in the blank software makes copywriting and content creation breeze for entrepreneurs who are struggling to create sales copy and content that actually sells their stuff. And at that point, you would say, well, tell me more about that. That sounds kind of cool. That's all I want. That's all you can do at that point. But when you have that nailed on the one line, all of a sudden, where can you use that? You can use that in a tagline in your in your social media. So all these different bios that you got to do now. You need a TikTok bio, you need a LinkedIn bio, you need a Twitter bio, you need a Facebook bio. You need to have a one-liner for your Facebook group or your Facebook page, on Medium. All these different places, they need your bio, but your bio isn't a bio. Your bio is a one-line thing that you need to tell somebody in a single sentence what you do. This is where you can use that. You can use it in your signature file, in your emails. You can use it at the end of an article. You can use it, we used to call it the author box in articles, where you would have that little blurb. You can use it on blog posts. You can use it all these different places. And what it does is it creates that curiosity factor. And it's just one more little thing to help you rise above the noise. So this is actually inside Easy Online Wizards, which is a part of the Jim Edwards Method Premium. If you're interested to know more about the Jim Edwards Method Premium, you can go to the Jim Edwards Method, and there's a little graphic up there that you can click to find out more about that. Is that what you were looking for, Stu? Perhaps a little tie-in with the wizard?
Yes, that was perfect.
Okay.
Perfect closing. Cool. Perfect closing.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us for the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks podcast. I'm your host, Jim Edwards, along with my trusty co-host, Mr. Stu Smith. We'll see you next time on the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks podcast. By the way, if you're not a member of the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks group on Facebook, you should be. It's free. It's an amazing community of over 20,000 like-minded professionals who want to help you with your sales copy and your sales messages. And Stu, if people are sick and tired of being out of shape and they need some help with that, where could they go to get started?
Well, they can go to StuSmithFitness.com, and you know what they'll see at the very top of the page?
What you do in one sentence?
Yes. I help struggling military, special ops, law enforcement, and firefighter candidates get to and through intense tactical selection programs. Using my books, ebooks, and online coaching, you will qualify for service to your country or community.
Excuse me. That
There you
sounds
go.
pretty good. That sounds pretty darn good, Mr. Stu Smith.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, that's it for the podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody.